Today we are going to do a tier list over the backyard players and professionals in Backyard Baseball 2001. We're going to be ranking them just like a tier list. Well, I mean, it is a tier list, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and you're going to see my opinion of every player in Backyard Baseball 2001. So that way you get a general idea. I'm not just going by batting and all that. I actually have a big project that me and my brother and I are working on, where we are taking every single player, doing 100 bats each and 100 hits each, and basically calculating all the stats of, like, you know, who's at the most consistent hit, who's at the best average, best home run average, you know, the farthest home run, shortest distance, stuff like that. Just to determine who's the best hitter and who's the, you know, not the best hitter. And yeah, it's a lengthy process. It's 61 characters overall, 62 if you count Mr. Clanky, but he's not available in the home run, well, in the batting practice. So we're doing based on that. And yeah, this is just an overall by my experience. There's a lot of actual pros that I haven't used at all, so I'll probably just put them in the D tier. But yeah, my brother did one where he didn't do as many S tiers, but there's just so many good players. I might have to, you know, put them down a notch, put them in A, and you know, fill out the bracket a little bit more, the tier list a little bit more. Alright, starting off, we got Ahmed Khan. Ahmed Khan is a great player. He's got 10 batting. He's got like 8 running, I think. And then, yeah, his overall is actually really good. I'm going to put him as a S tier. So we're going from left to right. I'm just saying, you know, who's the best. So Amir Tron is his younger brother. I'm going to put him in the B tier. If they are on the same team in a season mode, he actually becomes like the same exact stats as Ahmed's normal stats. Every now and then Ahmed's stats goes down a little bit, but there's also times where his stats go up when they're both on the same team. So Amir Khan, I put him as a B tier, but he does become like your A or even S tier once, you know, they are on the same team in a season mode. Alex Gonzalez, I'm going to put him in the D tier. His batting is atrocious. His fielding's pretty good. It's okay. He's fast. I just never use him. So, yeah. I'm going to put Alex Rodriguez right here in the C tier. He in the same boat as Alex Gonzalez. I just don't really use him. He does have better batting. He has probably around the same running, and his fielding is just as good. That's why I put him in the C tier. I just never use him. There's a set amount of players that I use. Angela Del Vecchio, I'm gonna put her in the B tier. She's a great pitcher. Her batting's her running is her fielding, you have to keep her as a pitcher. Actually, really, I'm going to move her down to a C tier just because she's not the greatest outside of pitching. Annie Frazier, I'm going to put her in the D tier. She may have, 8 or 9, I think it's like an 8 or a 9 batting, but it's like all contact, no power behind it whatsoever, so it's all grounders and maybe a line drive every now and then. Other than that, her fielding's okay. She's not really the greatest player in the world. Same with Ashley, and I'm going to go ahead and grab Sydney real quick. They're both the same. So Ashley and Sydney, if they're on the same team, they become really good, actually. They become a lot better than they are on the stats. Just because they're sisters and they do everything together. I recently found out that they both play tennis like all the time, by what they say in the like the baseball cards or whatever. Barry Bonds, he's I'm gonna say a B, no, an A tier. I'm gonna put him in A. Just because he's fast, his batting's pretty good, he's decent. His fielding's good. He's overall pretty good. That's of course before he did steroids. Barry Larkin's in the same boat. I actually think that Barry Larkin's better than him, just because he's faster. Barry Larkin is really fast. I think he's better than Barry Bonds. I've used him a lot more. Billie Jean is an F tier. Billie Jean is a terrible 8 batter. So she's at 8 on her stats for batting, but she is complete garbage. Her batting, like, she does grounders all the time. It's terrible. Cal Ripken Jr., I'll probably put him in a higher C tier. Actually, no, I'll put him in the B tier, just lower B. Cal Ripken Jr. is a decent hitter. He has a lot of low ones from what I've experienced. His fielding's not half bad. He's a shortstop, at least when he was playing. His running's pretty good. His pitching is okay, but you don't want him as a pitcher. You really want him as like a shortstop. Carlos Beltran, I never really used him that much. I'm gonna put him. Yeah, I'm actually gonna put him below Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod. His batting's not that great, but his running and fielding is good. He's a good fielder, that's for sure. Chipper Jones, I'll probably put him below Cal Ripken Jr. He's not terrible. His batting is kind of like the same as Cal Ripken. It's like line drives, not really anything powerful behind it. For Curt Schilling, I'm gonna put Curt probably in the upper B, maybe in A tier. He is a great pitcher. He's actually pretty good at fielding too, so if you need a fielder and you want Curt Schilling to take a rest, or you got Luanne the Wii as a pitcher, I mean, he could play, what, maybe first base, catcher. He's not the fastest in the world, but I mean, he's got a decent running stat. So actually, I put him in the upper B, above Amir. Dante Robinson, he's fast and he's pretty good at fielding. I put him below Amir. His fielding's probably like his best stat. He's also really good at running. He hits grounders. Nothing really too powerful, but I mean, he gets the job done defensively. Derek Jeter, he's probably up there in the B. His batting's good. He's an 8 overall. He's a 9 running, and like a 9 fielding, I want to say. He's pretty good. He's a good shortstop. Better than Cal Ripken, that's for sure. But yeah, Dimitri, I'll put him probably in between Amir Khan and Dante Robinson. His batting and running's really good, but actually I put him below. His fielding really gets him down there. I mean, he can hit alright. He's good at running. I'll probably put him in between A-Rod and Carlos Beltran. But yeah, really the only thing he has going for him is batting and running. So really you want him to hit like in the middle of the field where there's nobody there, or you want him to get like a ground rule double or a home run. I've had a couple times where he would get a home run for me. Ernie Steele, he's a good fielder, but he's not really good at anything else. I'll put him above Annie, but below Alex Gonzalez. His running is half decent. He's like, what, 5 or 6 running? He's more of like your fielder, and pitching. Yes, he's out good pitching. I mean, he's super tall, so you know, by the time his arms like stretched out all the way to throw the ball, he's already halfway to the plate. Frank Thomas, he's got a good power to him. He's probably better than Dimitri just because he can pitch. His running's not that great, so actually I put him below. Frank Thomas, I've played with him a few times. He's not the greatest, but he's not the worst. He's pretty good at hitting. He was known in real life to be a good hitter and also a good pitcher. But yeah, Gretchen Hasselhoff. Let's see. The only thing she has going for her is really that running. I'll probably put her below the Webbers, just because the only thing she's got going for her is running. Ivan Rodriguez, probably put him in between Cal Ripken and Chipper Jones. He's a decent hitter, good fielder. He's actually got pretty good pitching, except for he's kind of slow. But you want him at catcher because he was a catcher in real life, and he can hit it pretty good. So as long as he hits it deep or to somewhere where there's nobody there, he can at least get a base or two. Jason Giambi, I'll probably put him above Dante and below Amir. He's a great hitter, good fielder, pretty good at pitching too. His running, of course, is only 4, so that's his downfall. But, I mean, it's not too much of a downfall. Jason Kendall, I'll probably put before Curt Schilling. His batting and his running is good, and his fielding's really good. Another good professional right there. Jeff Badwell, I'll probably put him in between Derek Jeter and Curt Schilling. Just because Jeff Badwell can hit, he can field, and he's pretty decent at running. Jeremy, I don't remember his last name, but Byrne something. I never really played with him. I'll probably put him at the end of the C tier. Jacinda, she's probably like below Ernie, but above Annie. She's kind of like the same thing with batting. She's like a 9 batting, but she's terrible at hitting. She's got all contact, no power behind it. So a lot of the times you just like pop it up or like ground her all the time. She's slow. Her fielding's decent. So that's why she's above Annie, because her fielding's like an 8 or a 9. Then you got Jorge Garcia. Actually, he can hit the ball pretty dang well. He's at a, what, like a 7 batting, but he can smack it out of the park if he hits it just right. But yeah, Jorge's not bad. He's still pretty slow. His fielding's not the greatest, but just because of his, his batting skills, I put him up there. Actually, I remember we tried to do like a terrible team, and one of us ended up getting Jorge, and he was like the MVP of that. Jose Canseco, I'll probably put below Barry Bonds. He's slower than Barry Bonds, and his fielding's not as good, but he can smack the ball pretty good. He's kind of like your Mark Maguire, except for Mark Maguire is faster and has better fielding. But Jose Canseco was a great batter in this game. Juan Gonzalez, I'll probably put in the C tier, probably below Frank Thomas. He's okay at fielding. I haven't really played with him too much. His batting's, he's like an 8 or a 9, but he's not that great, honestly. Ken Griffey Jr., S tier above Ahmed, that's for sure. Probably the best player in this game overall, other than maybe Pablo. Not entirely sure about that part, though. Ken Griffey Jr., so far, he has the best home run percentage out of all the batters, out of the project that my brother and I are working on. But yeah, he is a baller. He's got great fielding. He's fast. He can hit. The only thing he doesn't have going for him is pitching, but you don't really need him as a pitcher. He was an outfielder in the professional stuff. Have him in the outfield. Seriously. Kenny Kawaguchi. He's okay. His speed and his pitching are tremendous. I'll put him above Curt Schilling just because, you gotta give him props. He's a handicapped child playing some professionals and some really good backyard kids. And I don't know, he's actually pretty good at every sport. He's a good kicker in football. He's a pretty good pitcher. He's a really good pitcher, actually, in backyard baseball. And he's a great, forward, I guess you would say, in soccer. I know, funny, right? No. But, yeah, all jokes aside, he's a great player in this game. Kenny Lofton, I put him probably above Barry Larkin. Kenny's a little bit faster. He's had better pitching. Actually, I'll put him in the low S tier. I use him on every single team that I play. Kenny Lofton is kind of like the jack of all trades. He's good at pretty much everything. He's just as fast as Pete Wheeler, who's the fastest player in the game, other than Luanne the Wii, maybe. So he's maybe 3rd fastest, and he's really good. Keisha, I'll put her in the S tier as well. Probably a little bit above Kenny, just because her power and her fielding are actually pretty good. Her fielding's not as good as Kenny, but she'll get the job done, and she smacks the ball pretty far. Kimmy, I'll put in the F tier. She's complete garbage. Her best stat is batting, but she's complete garbage at everything else. Larry Walker, I'll probably put him probably in between Chipper and Ivan. Ivan, however you say his name. He's pretty good. I just haven't played with him that much. His home run derby, his batting practice that he didn't really do much with us. But yeah, Larry Walker, B tier. Lisa Crockett, we'll probably put in the D tier. Probably above the Webbers. Just because her running is at least decent. Her pitching, no. I'll put her above Gretchen, but she's really not that great. Luanne the Wii, probably high A tier for me. She's probably one of the best pitchers in the game. But she's not an S tier because if she had better batting, she would definitely be up there. Probably second fastest runner in the game. Probably best pitcher in the game. Maybe followed by like Kenny and Kurt Schilling. Maria Luna, she's probably better than Jeremy Burnett. But yeah, her batting is mediocre. Her running, she's pretty fast for not being able to hit. And her fielding's good, so I mean she's at that for going for. Mark Maguire, I put him above Barry Larkin, but below Luanne the Wii. He can smack the ball really far. I think actually in our batting practice stats that we're doing, he actually has the farthest home run with like 596 yards, and Ken Griffey's like right behind him, but just not as. I mean he's not as fast. His fielding's good. And he's okay at pitching. He's at what, a 4 speed? So yeah. Mark McGuire is really good though. We didn't really realize it until we started doing the batting practice stuff, and but yeah. Mark the Boy, he's probably, I don't know, he's got pitching and fielding. I probably put him above Gretchen still. Not much to say about him. If he and Billie Jean Blackwood are on the same team, they both become better. But Billie Jean is still garbage, even with that. Marty Tredoras, I don't know if I said his name right. Probably put him above Juan. Just because he's no, I'll put him above Carlos at least. His batting's decent. It's mediocre, really, honestly. But really, there's not much to say about him. I haven't really played with him that much. Just looking at his stats in general, growing up and all that, and playing against him, he's not that great. Mike Piazza, he's got hitting, and that's just about it. And fielding, he's gonna be your catcher. He's kind of like your Ivan Rodriguez, except he's not as good. So he'll probably be above Dimitri because he's slow, but he can smack the ball pretty good. Mikey Thomas, I'll probably put in like the low C tier. He's got batting and fielding, but he's slow as molasses. He's like 50-50 where like he could have a really good hit and then just have like a garbage hit after that. There's not really any consistency to him. Mo Vaughn though, Mo Vaughn is actually pretty decent. I'll put him above Jorge. B tier. He's at your batting, your pitching, and your fielding. He's pretty good at that. Mr. Clanky, I'll probably put. He's probably your S tier, honestly. You can't play with him in the batting practice, so we can't really see how good he hits unless you do a season or a quick game. You can actually draft him. His pitching's really good. He's pretty fast. I mean, he's a robot, so I mean, he's at a standard speed. Fielding, yeah, I mean, he's a pitcher. He's probably, honestly, might be a little bit better than Luanne the Wii because his stamina goes down less. Cause, I mean, he's a robot. What do you expect? His batting's good though, so he's got Luanne the Wii beat with just that alone, in my opinion. Nomar Garcia Parra, I'll put him above Mark McGuire. He's literally like your jack of all trades. He's a shortstop in real life. Well, he was a shortstop until he retired. I mean, all these players on the professional players on here have retired by now. But yeah, Nomar Garcia Parra, he's got like a 9 hitting, 7 at pitching and running, and then like an 8 or a 9 at fielding. I mean, he's really good. I mean, his stats just show it. Of course, he's just, I don't know, he's just super good. Pablo Sanchez, I think he's got like what, legit the same stats as Ken Griffey almost. The reason why I put Ken Griffey above him is because his batting consistency is better than Pablo, but Pablo's is still really good. Ahmed would be up there, but Pablo's fielding is better. Pete Wheeler, he's another S tier, probably above Kenny. His fielding's good, his running is good, he's the fastest player in the game, and he can hit pretty decent. He can, I mean, if he's not hitting a home run, he's hitting a line drive most of the time, unless you're batting or grounding with him. I mean, if you want an easy first base, you just bunt it and he's gone. Randy Johnson, I probably put him below Curt Schilling. I mean, he's decent at, he's a good pitcher, but he has no fielding. Can't really hit or run, but he's still probably one of the better pitchers in the game. Raumandes, I have not really played with him, so I'll probably just put him in like the middle of the C tier. Mediocre. I don't know, I haven't really played with him, so I can't really say too much about him. Reese Worthington, his running and his fielding's good. Other than that, I personally would never use him. So he's probably better than Billie Jean, but he's worse. Well, Jimmy Ekman would still be the worst. But yeah, I say that he's an F tier. Same thing with Ricky Johnson. His batting's atrocious. He's a one stat batting. He's kind of fast. I mean, I wouldn't use him. Fielding's mediocre. Ronnie Dobbs, though. I put Ronnie Dobbs probably right below Amir. His batting, he had like the fifth. So far, he's had like the fifth best, the fifth longest home run. I think if he's playing against Sally, he's really good, but if he's playing with Sally, he's completely terrible. Of course, Sally is his sister. Sally, I probably put up right there with him. Probably better than him, honestly. She can hit a home run more consistently. She's all sevens across the board. So actually, she might even should be above Jorge, honestly. Sammy Sosa, another S tier player. I'll probably put him as like the fourth best. He's got more power than Keisha. He's almost as fast as Keisha. His fielding's better. But yeah, Sammy Sosa. I mean, he's just good overall. He can smack pretty far. Sean Green. He's actually one of our surprising players that we had in our batting practice stats. He actually pops it up really far. There'll be times where he'll hit like a ground rule double all the time or smash it out of the park. But then there'll also be times where he just goes straight up and straight down almost. So I'd say he's probably better than Ronnie Dobbs, but not as good as Amir Tron. We're actually gonna. I don't think we want as many S tier players, so I'm gonna move Kenny and Mr. Clanky down. But really, like, those are your top 6 S tiers right there, for sure. Stephanie, she's mediocre. She's probably better than the. Well, no. I'll put her above Lisa Crockett, but below the Webbers, because Webbers can at least play on the same team together and become actually pretty good. Let's see. Tony Vecchio, let's see. His batting's good, his fielding's good, but everything else is but he's faster than Angela. But his pitch, I would say he's probably better than Angela. Probably right up there before Frank Thomas. We haven't really done any hitting with him yet, so I don't really know for sure how good he is at hitting. I mean, he has like an 8, I think, for batting. Or a 7. Tony Gwynn. Let's see, Tony Gwynn. Have I played with? He's mediocre. I'll probably put him right there with Frank Thomas. His fielding's good. His batting's okay. He's somewhat fast. Vladimir Guerrero. He's actually kind of surprising, I think. I'll probably put him probably above Amir. His batting and his running's decent. He's at. Okay, and then we got Vicky Kawaguchi, who we're gonna put probably This one's kind of hard. Probably above Dante. Her fielding and running's better, but she doesn't really have any batting whatsoever. She'll ground it. She'll probably get to bases faster than Dante. So that's where I'm going to put her. So, yeah, if you've played Backyard Baseball 2001, let me know down below. And let me know what your tier list would be like. And if not, my abandoned games is where you get Backyard Baseball and all that. It was out for at the Windows 98 XP, right around there. But yeah, this game was fun. This game was definitely fun growing up. Yeah, but the big video will be coming out sometime soon. Not entirely sure when. We're still in the middle of getting all the stats together. And then, yeah, it'll probably be my big project of the year. So it's going to take a little bit. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell. And I will see you guys next time, probably with some more shorts. But yeah, a lot of you that have been watching lately are not subscribed. So if you like what you see, if you like the shorts and all that, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Definitely aiming for that 1,000 right now. Anyways, thank you guys once again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.